Hey, what's up? It's Kid Mel. Welcome to the channel. And there's an update with regards to the Surfside building collapse, the Miami building collapse, the Champlain Tower collapse. And I got a notification on my phone. I was listening and kind of following some of the Bill Cosby stuff because that's the big thing right now in the news. And the notification that popped up on my phone, I mean, all I could see on my phone, it was a YouTube notification from WPLG, and this is not a good update. When I first saw this, at first I was excited because all I could see was woman's voice heard in Surfside rubble, something like that. That's all I saw. So I literally like jumped out of my bed and I'm like, holy crap. Like, holy crap. Like, there's somebody alive. They found somebody like in the rubble after all these days, and it turned out to be really bad news. And I've really only been doing these updates, the Surfside updates, once a day, usually in the mornings or early afternoon. But this was just troubling. I just can't imagine.
In the hours after the collapse, firefighters heard a woman's voice in the rubble, but that rescue effort ended in tragedy. We begin our coverage tonight with Local 10 News investigator Amy Viteri with the latest for us. Amy.
Well, Calvin, sources telling me there were multiple first responders in those first few hours who were talking with a woman who said she was trapped near a bed. Now, one firefighter telling me they rushed into that fallen building in the immediate aftermath, not sure if a further collapse was coming, and says they did everything they could to get to that woman, but could not reach her in time. And tonight, that loss is taking a toll.
In those first few hours after the Champlain Towers South collapsed, rescue workers got reports of a woman alive, trapped near the garage.
You see all the flooding and water. I mean, it's been raining and raining and raining, but
First responder who was there asked not to be identified, but tells Local 10 that's what we're trying to do, get this lady out and comfort her. She was asking for help and she was pleading to be taken out of there. We were continuously talking to her. Honey, we got you. We're going to get to you. But this photo he shared shows what stood in their way, telling us he and others first on scene rushed in before anyone even knew if the building was safe, pausing only to send a quick text to his children. Love you guys, always. He says, the first thing I remember is thumping on the wall, and then I remember her just talking. I'm here. Get me out. He says crews never abandoned that effort, but he later learned the woman didn't make it.
A feeling of not only defeat, but it's a feeling of loss. We are human after all. We're not robots. We're not machines. We feel it.
Miami-Dade Lieutenant Obed Frometa with Florida Task Force 1 also serves as a chaplain, helping his colleagues cope with the losses they're facing.
And I really wonder what happened. What happened that, they couldn't get her in time? Was it water? Was it oxygen? Did something collapse or fall while,
here? Local 10 also learned of an email sent by a supervisor worried about the effects of this loss on his crews, saying they were involved with an active conversation with the female trapped next to the bed about 10 to 11 hours after the collapse. She was aware her parents were also trapped next to her. The email says a fire that broke out forced crews to move back. Adding, as we know, she passed. Chiefs on scene reporting they saw the wind knocked out of our guys.
I don't know if it was a fire thing, I guess.
We have team members that have first-hand friends that are potential victims in this. It weighs on them and it weighs on us.
And tonight we still do not know the identity of that woman, who she was, or if she has been removed from the building. I have been told since the very beginning, mental health professionals and peer support personnel have been here on site to identify first responders who are having a difficult time.
In the photo, they showed that it was a dumpster, metal rebar, and a wall of concrete that was in the way of these the workers, the rescue workers. Which I can't imagine how it must be for the workers, for the family of this person. For her, herself, the victim. I mean, just knowing like help is right there, like right there. It's got to be. I can't imagine the roller coaster of feelings, emotions, and just all of it. This was a video too that we saw earlier on another YouTube channel, but it's posted here. This is courtesy
Champlain Towers South, just moments before the
Adriana Sarmiento. Nearly a week since the horrible collapse of the Champlain Towers, a new video surface has emerged showing the building moments before it went down. In the video, the cameras pointed at the garage of the building, and water and debris can be seen falling. This is significant because it potentially corroborates reports from a valet and resident of the building who described the same scene on the morning of the collapse. It also fits the 2018 reports. The documents corroding rebar and falling concrete in the same garage area.
The camera is pointed right at the garage in the South Tower, and you will see water and debris. It looks like it's caving in. Why is this significant? Well, it corroborates what we have only heard so far from several people describing that scene, and it also seems to fit in with that 2018 engineer's report that documents corroding rebar and failing concrete right in that area. 1:18 a.m. last Thursday, our first look at the water and debris in the garage a valet and resident had previously described.
Get the fire truck's attention!
7 minutes later, the shock of vacationers next door and what they witnessed. Half of Champlain Towers South was in ruins. The initial silence, horrifying in hindsight.
Oh my God.
And in Unit 907, Raisa Rodriguez, who would be rescued from her balcony, she was on the phone call with her brother, cut short.
Oh my God! What the hell? The whole site is moving on.
Now hours before a full week since, a cavalry of rescue teams have recovered 16 people. Rescuers now have 3D imaging mapping created by the Israeli team here. Blue is living rooms, red are bedrooms.
We paint it with different colors so the rescue teams will understand which place was the living room, which place was a bedroom, which place was one that we believe that there is a trap.
That's the commander of the Israeli team who met with families this morning. He's also involving them for details about loved ones. Were they likely in bed? Any unique jewelry or furniture or tattoos to spot? How did the families receive that? You were facing the families. What was their reaction to you?
I believe that give the family all the information we can to make them part of the process of how we build the picture of the site, gives them the opportunity to feel that they are part of the rescue effort.
I want to show you one more piece of video we got from that vacationer. Her name is Adriana Sarmiento, and she provided what could be really interesting clues as the investigation goes forward. This one, she and her companion are in the elevator after going back to their room in the hotel next door. You see they're a bit bloody and cut up, and aside from the physical cuts, they were so shaken up by what they had just witnessed, not only from the beginning at the garage, having no idea what they were looking at, to all of a sudden a building coming down right next to them.
The thing about this article and update, even though this happened on Thursday, because if you look at the Local 10 article, it was posted today, June 30th, 2021, 6:46 p.m. And so when they're talking about it in the video and in the article, they reference this as something that happened the day of Thursday after the building came down. So I wonder why the time delay, why we just hearing about this now, even though it happened previously. Also, there was a bit of people in the comments on the YouTube page that were upset. They were saying that they're upset with the title, because with the title, as you saw when I shared it on Discord and when I got it on my phone, the title was Woman's Voice Heard in Surfside Rubble. And I guess they edited it and put, but she didn't make it. They put that in after, I guess, because they noticed some of the backlash. The thing with this is, like, I get clickbaiting, but this is definitely the wrong type of clickbait to do, because, you know, like I said, when I saw it and when I shared it and you saw my reaction on Discord, like I put it there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, even exclamation point, and I'm hitting the keys, just putting random keys. And then as I'm listening and listening, I'm like, this is not good news. This is not good news at all. This isn't, you're thinking like it's a miracle or something amazing happened, and it's something tragic and horrible that happened. By the way, sorry to interject, but I wanted to know about the clickbait and the titling thing, and so I did a little test. When I originally shared the video at 9:06 p.m., okay, on Discord, the title reads, "Woman's voice could be heard in Surfside Rubble." All right. Now, when I'm scrolling down, I'm going to jump cut to where the later timestamp is, because I'm not technically supposed to record people. This part is okay, but I don't want to put people's names in conversations. Scrolling down now to when an hour later, as I'm recording now, I resent the link to test it. 10:09 p.m. the full title does show up, and so it was changed and modified. So the title went from "Woman's Voice Heard in Surfside Rubble" to "But She Didn't Make It." So yeah, that was, I don't know what that was, bad judgment call on this type of situation where you're gonna get people's hopes up. I mean, forget about us or the regular people, but like family or anybody else that's watching, or friends or whatever that know people in there, that's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty wild. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that I remember I thought it was Thursday too, the first day of the collapse. I've heard it several times that fires have broken out. There was at one point where there was just like smoke everywhere. And so I wanted to play this little clip too that I found about the fires and the lasers and the hazards. And this is not looking downly upon anybody, the rescue people or anything like that. I just can only imagine, like I said, what everybody's going through. It's got to be just traumatic and just crazy and just all over the place, and your heart pounding, and it's just the elements and the heat. And I think they're doing 12-hour shifts. Let me show you this.
Giving us hope. The magnitude of the work being done, hard to understand at times.
The building right now is being shot with lasers. Those lasers detect movement. If you've got a building that is structurally violated, if the building starts to shift, there's a potential collapse. There's men and women on the ground doing search and rescue. So the risks that they're taking has to be also, we have to be sensitive to that also.
After days of stubborn fires creating a serious obstacle, rescuers built a trench to help them get underneath the rubble to the seed of the fire.
120 feet long, 20 feet wide. This trench will then, it serves a number of purposes, but it's almost like a fire break also. A way to try to contain the fire away, the fire that are happening maybe in the building.
And that's pretty much it for now. I just wanted to give you guys that update. So for the people that don't understand, that's the reason, as far as the clickbaiting thing, or I don't know what that was. Maybe it was just a mistake. I don't know. But that's why the ratio is 1,800 likes, 900 dislikes. That's why people are in the comments upset talking about this situation because of the title. And like I said, when I first saw it, I was jumping for joy, and I was quickly let down after. But yeah, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Please hit the like and subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Thank you for all the support, and yeah, thank you guys. Peace.